My name is Mr. Pius, your host, and today I'm here with.
I'm Mr. Abraham, your life coach.
And so, Mr. Abraham, today nilikuwa nataka tuangalie factors that are affecting our families and our relationships today in such a way that unapata in our modern families today zenye tuko nazo na relationships zenye tuko nazo, every day unapata ngani scandals, sagas and all that. So mimi niko na swali Mr. Abraham. Say unapata in our modern societies, like in our modern era right now, unapata so many young ladies say wako na watoto, na akiwa na watoto pale with like in that such young age, wakiwa na watoto pale hawajaolewa tena. So my question is, what is causing that and how can we prevent that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Pius. As a life coach, nimesikia ukisema kwamba we have young ladies pale nje. Unapata mtu ako 17 years ako na mtoto. Kuna kijana ako 19 years tayari ako na watoto watatu kule nje with different ladies.
Exactly.
These are some of the things that can be easily tackled. Mostly a bigger percentage by parents at home. But unfortunately, most parents they ignore these signs early and assuming that these are challenges that can be easily tackled by teachers in school. They are forgetting that a teacher takes in whatever the parents has contributed. So when you bring your girl to school, teachers will just pick it from where you left. So these are some of the things that are supposed to be handled from the tender age. We are supposed to be enlightening them on the time that is good for them to have children, the time that is good for them to start having maybe boyfriend and girlfriend. Having boyfriend and girlfriend should not start at a tender age. We are supposed to be trying to tell them that during this age and that age, this is the age for schooling. Then, in addition to that, there are also some of the programs that we allow our children to enroll without monitoring them. We allow our children to roll in to things like birthday parties, and they entertain birthday parties. It goes even at midnight.
Wanaitanga bash.
Bash. And they even happen even in our churches. You see, we have caches for youth, and adults are not there to
maybe monitor
what is going on. So they just go there maybe 2 hours, but at midnight now they subdivide themselves wawili. Then they end up doing something that brings having children at the tender age. And some of the pregnancies inapatikana hata pale kwa compound ya kanisa. So we have to teach them that we have an age that is good for school, and from this age now we can entertain things like boyfriend and girlfriend. Then also when they start having the age of attaining or now participating in having boyfriend or girlfriend, we as the guardian or parents, we are even supposed to enlighten them on some of the factors to consider. Having a boyfriend or girlfriend should not now advocate to sleeping to each other. Your daughter is telling you that, Dad, I'm going to meet my boyfriend, but I will come tomorrow. So if you entertain such kind of a thing, you should know that you are opening a curtain for your daughter to have a baby somewhere. So we are supposed to equip them, teach them well at every stage. Like for instance, when a child, when you have a baby, that maybe he was born yesterday, there's this first 6 months that are just for breastfeeding. During that process, you cannot bring porridge. You cannot bring any other thing or pineapple or whatever. You just allow the kid to enjoy the breast milk. So that is how life is. There are things that we are supposed to tell them that this is the age for schooling.
So there are steps we need to follow.
And every step should be followed accurately.
Actually.
When you start mixing the age, the tender age with other adult things, we are going to have those things like having kids and early marriages. And when we have kids at an appropriate time, it is going to affect the current thing that is supposed to be going through.
Very nice. So, hapo umetuambia like there are steps into everything and we should follow steps, like hakuna venye like utaruka step ya education uende step ya relationship.
Yes.
Like we have to do things systematically.
Yes, yeah.
Na bado ukasema ni part ya wazazi, we should educate our young children from young age. Unamwambia you should do this and after you are done with this unaenda unafanya hiyo. It's like marriage inakuanga like na ile time yake.
Yeah.
Like whatever you are doing today, kama tuko kwa education, we do education first and then time your relationship and all that itakuja baadaye. So I still have another question. Like sahi without, like in our current time yenye tuko sahi, every time kuna either mtoto wa university amedunga mtoto mwingine na kisu and all that, kidogo unapata sijui mwingine amepatikana amejinyonga. Like last 2 weeks we had a guy from I don't know which university alipatikana amejinyonga na ametuandikia barua. Then even like yesterday tumepata kwa news kuna mtu mwingine sijui amedunga mwingine na kisu, and those news are there and they have been there for quite some time right now, sindio? So my question is, unaweza advise our youth wenye wako maybe university, unapata mostly inafanyika na our university students, right? Wewe unaweza advise our university students aje about that matter?
Thanks a lot, Mr. Pius. For the students, let us call them students. We articulate our mind towards the campus and the college one. So when you are a student, maybe first year university, I normally tell my subscribers that let them concentrate on what they're supposed to concentrate on at that time. Why are they going to school? They are going to school or they are in that college to pursue a certain course, and that is the main reason why they are there.
It's why they are there.
Yes. So when you join university or any college to pursue a certain course, you should know that you have other people who are there, and not everyone going to school they are there to pursue whatever any course. Some of them, they have been sent there maybe they might be interfering with their concentration in school. So now I'm addressing now this youth that was properly brought up. You see, there's a difference between giving birth to your child, then you bring him up. We have parents that they give birth to their children, then they bring them up. But we have those parents that they give birth to their children, but they leave them to grow.
They neglect them.
So when you go there to school, you are brought up by your parents. You are supposed to have that technique to scan every friend that will be coming close to you, and you know their agenda. And how are you going to know their agenda? You are going to know their agenda. The main agenda is to pursue your studies.
What took you there?
Yes. But someone who is now coming with a different agenda of going to discourse every Friday at night, that is a litmus paper that this person is not the right person here. He doesn't know exactly what brought him here. So you are supposed to exclude yourself from such character. So students who are in school, colleges and universities, kindly concentrate 100%, do what brought you that school. Because if in the case of relationship, you can date a lady when you are back at home. Are you getting my point? So why are you in school? You are in school so that you can pursue that course and ensure that you perform well upon the finish line. Yes, thank you.
It's just juicy. I saw this video whereby a lady alikuwa anaambiwa if you are to take someone umsimamisha kwa barabara and you tell them spot how many red cars you will see today on that road, they will concentrate on spotting the red cars and they will miss on any other color of like any other vehicle yenye itapita hapo. They will miss on all those colors. They will concentrate on only one color, which is color red. And that is what that is what you've tried to tell us. We should focus focus in one thing. Kama ni education nimekupeleka pale shule, focus na education. Vitu zingine kama relationship and all that zinakuzanga baadaye. Na umetuambia not everyone mwenye ako pale shule ako na goal ya kupursue education. Watu wengine like they have so many things zinawapeleka pale, unapata like kuna huyu mwenye like hata yeye hayuko rada ya masomo. Is just there to be there. Kuna wengine wameforcewa na wazazi wao, wanaambiwa like you're just very idle. Enda mahali enda
so
ukayapa.
there are some parents and they take school as a dumping point.
Especially like unapata mzee like yeye hakukuja shule because alikuwa anataka kuja shule.
Very right.
Alikuja shule because like mzazi wake alimwambia just go and do something for yourself. Na because mzazi ako na pesa nampeleka pale university. Unapata yeye akifika pale badala ya concentrate na masomo, ana concentrate na other things zenye. Na ndio sasa anakuja kukupata wewe mwenye ulikuwa umeenda shule concentrate na masomo, anakutoa off track. Akikutoa off track ndio unapata hizi scandal because hata kama you cannot focus in like msee like hapo ana focus na education, what makes you think mkianza relationship na yeye ata focus na wewe peke yako? If you can not focus na education peke yako, what makes you think ata focus na wewe peke yako? And that is such a good point. Nilikuwa na swali lingine saa hii there are so many marriages zina break right. Na hiyo ni kitu tunaona every day kwa social media, hata hapa tu maji tu unapatanga like fulani walikuwa wameoana wamekaa 7 years kidogo wameachana. Fulani walikuwa wameoana wamekaa 10 years wameachana. Wengine hata wanaachana wakiwa na watoto wakubwa. What is causing that? What is the like biggest reason yenye ina cause hizo breakups za marriages? Unapata marriage ilitoka tu very very good, very healthy. Ni nini hao watu wanafanya ndani ya familia zao zina cause your breakup?
Mr. Pius, it is a very good question you are raising. That attacks every generation. It has been attacking everyone in every century, and it will continue attacking people until they get the real point on how to handle this matter. Then they are going to be out of it. Number one, there are so many factors that attack marriages. It doesn't matter imemaliza miaka 10 ama miaka 20. In fact, the older the marriage, now that the reason that virus is happier. When that virus attacks older marriage, it is very much happy. So one of the reasons is finance. Yes, you can see couples that have been enjoying their marriage because there was no money. Maybe only 10% was in that house, but immediately maybe the husband gets money, a bigger percentage. Now ilikuwa inakuja maybe 100,000. But all of a sudden, huyu jamaa amepata promotion. Now we have maybe a double of that or triple of that. So when this family, they don't have the proper way of handling this money, it is going to bring a lot of noise. Yes, there will be so many parties. The man was unable to party during those days because pesa ilikuwa kidogo. But now you want to have vacation in Mombasa. The wife is not ready for that, and this vacation is forcing them. The man want to do something, maybe not sharing with the lady. So money is one of the factors. Number two, we have relatives. Yeah, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sisters and brothers. When you bring these people deeply into your marriage, remember they'll be supervising some of the things.
Sasa hapo umesema they will be supervising some of the things.
Yes.
Unapatanga in some marriages the guy, sasa tuseme I'm the guy na niko na wife wangu pale.
Yes.
Every time we are trying to do something, I'm consulting my mother. Tunawaitenga mama's boys. Unaona? Like unapata like I cannot do anything independently. I cannot think independently. In whatever I do, I have to include maybe a third party outside there. Unapata mostly either kama si relative, mostly either a close friend.
So immediately you start bringing these people into your marriage. They have their own perspective.
Kila mtu anakuwa na their own point of view.
Yes, baba atambia msichana wake, now your husband is getting times 2 money that he used to get sometimes back. Now he's supposed to be giving you this percentage. Asipokupatie percentage, hiyo sasa ujue akupendi. That is the advice from the father. So, and the mother the same. And even it can come from you. Now you are getting good money. You've shifted from your 1-bedroom house to 3-bedroom house. Every weekend, your mother wants to visit you. You have not discussed it with your wife, but you say that you are just telling her, huyu ni mama yangu, lazima akuje. So when the word lazima comes in between you, lazima kutakuwa na kelele. That house will have noise. So the involvement of relatives in your marriage is one of the factors that kills marriages. Yes. Then social media also, let me add this one. I know you want to bring another one. Social media. Your wife tells you that he has seen somebody in Nigeria. They have a microwave. A microwave that it can even cook rice. And maybe that microwave, you cannot afford it. So that's social media pressure. This lady will disturb you each and every time. She will be comparing you each and every time.
I want that microwave.
I want that microwave. And maybe your capacity, you are not in a position.
I cannot afford.
Or maybe you can afford, but you have something more important.
They have other plans.
Microwave. Maybe you have plan to buy it in 2 years to come, but she need that microwave today.
She's demanding.
So social media.
She doesn't even need it. She's demanding
it
today.
And also sometimes in social media, you see a lady comparing herself with Vera Sidika. Aliona Vera Sidika amevaa viatu zingine akikanyaga hivi zinatoa sauti. So anataka hizo viatu. Maybe Vera Sidika hired those shoes from the other side just to perform maybe a certain clip the lady wants. So there should be no that pressure coming from social media. We are supposed to just behave and conduct ourselves in a way that make one other comfortable. Yes.
Another one which is very important.
Yes.
Let me add on this. Unapatanga in most relationships kuna kitu mbaya sana. One of the biggest devils yenye wanga inashinda in most fights za relationships ni tango ego. The ego game. Unapatanga in most cases nimekosa and I know nimekosa.
Yes.
And my wife is there na ananiambia if baba fulani like hii kitu umefanya and I did not like the way you did it. So unapatanga like in most cases hatutakaki kuadmit kama tumekosa. Hata kama hiyo makosa, hata kama umenipata rendare hiyo makosa nikifanya, like hatupendangi kuadmit. Unapatanga if I do not want to admit that nimekosea my partner, atakasirika. Na kwa hiyo kukasirika hata niongelesha. Like tutoka kwa hiyo nyumba tumekasirikiana kabisa. Unapata hata kama nikupika yeye anapika chakula, hataki kujua nitakula ama sitakula. No, unapatanga in those cases unless one person anakuwa mjinga ajipeleke chini aseme hey mama fulani nimekosa, nilikuwa naona nimekosa, nisamehe. Do you know that can break that relationship?
Mr. Pius, it is doing the breakup of marriage via ego. It is there. This is what I normally advise people. Wakati umekosea mke wako, the mistake is coming from you. Immediately you might do a mistake na ukose kujua. Na yeye akwambie hii kitu ulifanya hajanifurahisha. So immediately your spouse complains of a mistake. First thing, you have to own it. You have to own it. Immediately after owning it, you will ask for forgiveness. But most of the problem, mostly ladies, they don't own their mistake. They have, most of them, I'm not saying all of them. I know someone now is saying that anasema all of them. No, I'm saying most of them. They don't own their mistake. Immediately you point a mistake, your wife does, they bring what we call defensive mechanism.
And you cannot win against that.
For example, baby, umepaswa hizo glass kwa nini? Mbona umezipaswa? Instead aone ni makosa, asema hata ijapasuka vibaya. Are you see? So ijapasuka vibaya in this concept come as a defensive mechanism. So behind everything, you just realize makosa imefanyika, but the lady is not owning that mistake. So when you make a mistake, you have to own that mistake. When you own that mistake, yule ambaye umekosea akirealize umeown, ile hasira inapungua to a certain percentage. And now after owning it, you promise, you ask for forgiveness. Then this lady ataona ama your wife atasema kweli amekubali amekosa. Sasa ile uchungu inaenda chini. And the same with men. Baba Kevin, na leo umerudi late aje? Hata si late, hata saa 4 simefika tu nikiwa kwa mlango hapa. Are you getting that point? So that response this man is giving, anakuambia kwamba hajakuwa late. In fact, you are pointing that he's late, that you are late. He's pointing you are late, lakini wewe unamprovia kwamba it's not late, na yeye anaona ni saa 4. So immediately anaona kwamba it's late, unamwambia kwamba I'm sorry I'm late. It makes ile hasira inaenda chini. Then unamwambia kumekuwa na traffic along Thika Road. So anapoa kabisa, but I promise I'll make sure kuanzia kesho sitakuwa late. But in case of any lateness, I'll be giving a call to notify you. Inafanya kama ile hasira ya kuleta kelele ingeisha. But for many people, most people, let me say, they will say that kwani unanipimianga masaa? Kwani are you monitoring me each and every time? Do you know why I was late? You see, you are not owning the mistake, you are not polishing the mistake, then you are not making the mistake to die. Are you getting my point? First thing, you own the mistake. Then you show a response that you are even sorry for the complaint that she's raising. Yes.
Unapata in most cases,
will you be coming late from tomorrow?
No, I will not be coming late from tomorrow. So unapata in most cases, kwanza hii ilikuwa lazima ni kuambie, in most cases you find that I have my phone, my partner akona simu yake. Should we share our phones? Like anafaa kuchukua simu yangu angalie nini iko hapo ndani, na mimi nafaa kuchukua simu yake niangalie nini iko hapo ndani.
Put away the issue of phone. Let me put it away before coming to it. Your wife left the parents. She came into your house and you made a covenant to get married. You've been sharing your bodies and you know the effect and advantage and disadvantage of sharing bodies. So if you can share your bodies together, can you tell me a big deal that can make you not to share phones? You are supposed to share your phone with your wife. Your wife's phone is your phone. Your phone is your wife's phone. The password you engage should be known to her and vice versa. To a point whereby sometimes you are taking shower and someone is calling you and the phone has been ringing repeatedly. Your wife, she's supposed to be comfortable to pick the phone and communicate with that person, maybe telling him or her, mpigie baada ya dakika 5 kuna kitu anafanya. You get my point? Such kind of thing brings transparency, because any marriage that is not well guided with transparency, it is walking in darkness. So marriages that a husband phone belong to the wife and the wife phone belong to husband, they are always at par. But any point, any day, you bring this fact that people say simu yangu ni yangu
na yako
ni yako, usiwe teseka. In fact, when you hear a married woman bring that point, that should be the first red flag. Kwamba there's something weird that is going on. Also, cheating is going on. And when you hear a man saying that, don't touch my phone because I don't touch your phone, mostly the person who is cheating will always be the first one to raise that. Usiguze simu yangu. If you hear somebody tell you usiguze simu yangu, mimi sitaguza yako, it's a clear point that there's something he's doing that is very toxic that you are not supposed to know.
Another question. Is it healthy? Kila time nikitoka kazi, bibi yangu anachukua simu yangu, ana go through the contact list, ana go through the messages, aangalie kama kuna anyone mwenye amenicontact during the day. Is it healthy?
It is very healthy, 100%. It is very healthy. In fact, when you have a woman who does that immediately, ukifika kwa nyumba umeweka simu chini, ukiingia kwa bafu kichungulia kidogo unapata kwa simu, that is one of the green flag that this lady loves me a lot, and she doesn't want anybody to be pursuing me. So when you see that one happening, you should that's a sign to prove that your woman cherish you. But if you find a woman that hata ukiacha simu hapa shughulikangi nayo, let me tell you, you are a plan B. You are a one-time man.
Kuna kitu anapanga pale.
There is a man, there's somebody that matters to her. You are just option B. So when you find your woman checking your phone secretly, even at night you are sleeping, anajifanya ameenda sitting room, very busy checking your phone. Be happy.
Simu yangu unafanya nini?
No.
Sima kumuuliza simu yangu unafanya nini?
No. Let me tell you, this is your phone. The phone
doesn't that mean ani mtu alitrust kabisa?
No.
Kama kila siku nikitoa job.
No. Nani, Mr. Pius, you are bringing a different topic. You are bringing a topic of being trusted. Let me tell you. Trust is like a place. We want to go to Mombasa. In between Nairobi and Mombasa, we have Voi. So now change the name of Voi. Put Voi to be called a town called Trust. Before we reach Voi, that is now a point called Trust, we are going to be passing different towns, right? We are going to pass maybe Nairobi, Kangundo, Machakos. So that is trust. Before you bring trust, you should know that there are things that are supposed to take place to make trust be honored. I cannot just get from somewhere and trust you that I trust you. There are things that you are supposed to be doing together. You are supposed to be transparent and very much well equipped in terms of sharing your finance details. Then my trust on you will move from 1% to 2%. Tomorrow you know you'll be late. You make a phone call. You can make a video call to prove that truly you are late because there is a traffic. Then my trust will move from 2% to 3%. Tomorrow you are sleeping and you are telling me you don't have money. When I check your pocket, there's 10,000 inside. That one will shift the 3% to 2%. So trust is a process. But people don't want the process to take place, but they want trust to come.
They want trust to come.
You see, you want to reach Voi, but you don't want to travel going to Voi. Are you getting my point?
I get you.
So those things should be there. You are supposed to be 100%. You are supposed to be 100% trustworthy. When I check your phone, simu zake zinamwaga sawa. And nimemtrust 50%. Mambo zake za pesa huwa ananiambia. Hakuna mali nimewahi pata question mark kuhusu pesa. Trust imefika 55%. Marafiki zake pia naonanga nini. Trust. Hivyo ndio sasa you bring we can talk about you don't trust me. But nowadays generation mtu anasema kwamba baby you don't trust me. Na hakuna kitu ambaye amewahi fanya kuprove kwamba is a trustworthy person. Are you getting my point? You don't want me to touch your phone, but you ask me if I trust you. Allow me to touch your phone so that I can find something to make me trust you.
Okay.
Will your wife touch your phone from today?
Shika simu. Another question. Say I'm working. My wife is working. And we are married. See how she's working, I'm working. I'm getting paid, she's getting paid. Sindio?
Yes.
Pesa yangu. There's a statement they always give. Pesa yangu ni yangu, yako ni yetu. Do you know that statement? So my question is, pesa ya mwanaume inafaa kuwa ya nyumba na pia ya bibi inafaa kuwa yake. Like we are married. Bibi ako pale ana mimi na hani. Pesa yake inafaa kuwa pesa yake na pesa yangu ikuwe ya nyumba ama inafaa kuwa aje?
About finance, that is one of the things that will bring more trust. And these are some of the things that when we subscribe will make our marriage be mature. When you earn 50 shillings and your wife earns 40 shillings, this house should be having 90 shillings. The slogan whereby pesa yangu ni yangu, yako ni yako, it's a red flag. When you hear a woman telling you pesa yako ni yetu na yake ni yake, go right somewhere, that is red flag number 2. And such a woman, you will find yourself not trusting her. When this woman is earning and you are earning, her money, your money becomes the money of the house. When you are sitting down to do budgeting, we are going to sit down doing budgeting of 90 shillings, not 50 shillings from your side. When we are going to do budgeting in this house, we are going to put 50 shillings on top of the table. So every bill that are supposed to be paid in this house are supposed to be articulated with the amount of 90 shillings.